You know Mary and Joey and Cassie
You want
and
to do another one?
Roxy,
Here we go.
Lee, T-Bone, Shelby, and Sharpies. But do you recall the most important fish nerd of all? Father Fish, the shoal leader, has a very white fluffy beard. And if you ever need him, don't show him any fear. All you gotta do is ask questions. He will always sort you out. Don't forget your plants and dirt. That will make your tank last and last. Then one cloudy tank appeared, and Father Fish came to say, if you do it this way, it will change your day. Oh, how the shoal really loves him, and how he can help us learn. With Father Fish to guide us, we will always make them tanks glow.
We just got it. We just got it going on. You want another one? You ready for another one? We can do another one. Check this out.
To keep my tanks from getting frightful, lights and sand will make it delightful. And since I got nowhere to go, get the hose, let it blow, let it blow. It does show signs of stopping, water change keeps it popping. Make sure your lights are laid down low. Get the hose, let it blow, let it blow. When we finally beach up at night, we can join the Discord forums, make a fish keeping a delight. Make sure to keep your fishies warm. Now our troubles are sliding, no more plants and fish are dying. As long as we have all the fishes show, let it flow, let it go, love you show.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's enough for now. Let's see. And get back into the chat. Who we got here? Scott Stankovich. Oh, James Green. Craig Doniger. And who else is here? Asaya Llewellyn. Audra Meyer. And I think that's back to the beginning. Patricia Powers was in, 8 o'clock this morning. 8 o'clock this evening, I should say. Who else? Vyazine is here. And Irene Van Doel, hello, hello. Fish Ranch Home. T-Bone, hello T-Bone. Craig Doniger. T-Bone, member for 14 months. Proud member of Father Fish for 14 months now. Bravo. Let's see if we can get that posted. Should be able to. God, I'm going backwards. What's going on? I don't know what up and down is. What's going on? I can't get up and down straight. Oh. All right, well, let's try this. Funny, it looks like it's going down when it's going up. I don't know what's happening. Fishbone. Where is that? It's not showing up. Well, Irene Sunset Jen. Hi, Sunset. You're very welcome. That was fun, wasn't it? Aqua Garden Zen. Hello, hello. Great angle for your tanks, Father Fish Scott. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, this is a little different. Can see a few more of them than normal. This one directly, let's see, behind my head is a 29. The one to my left is the first one is a 40 gallon, and the other one is a 33. And I just got another one of those. I don't know where I'm going to put it, but I'd like to try to do them both. They're just such great tanks. That one has been set up for 20 years. That's the long-term one. That's another 29 over there. I picked up a fish room. Was it yesterday? Andy and I went out and picked up a fish room. Fellows moving to Salt Lake City didn't want to take it all with them, so we acquired most of it. My van is full of stuff, and Andy's storage area is full of tanks. And I'm going to take the rest of the boxes over to him Sunday, and we'll go through them. Oh, let's see. Debbie Russell, hello, hello. Irene, I've got long fin leopard danios, 5 and a 6 gallon with a baby female. Bravo. HB, hi HB. Fish Ranch Home, I've got 2 guppies, male and female, and 3 Cory catfish, and 3 loaches, and 2 Chinese algae eaters, all together in my 30-gallon tank. Sounds like a wonderful family. And Dirted Doug says, hello, Father Fish and everyone. I'm moving a little bit, just trying to get this camera aimed in front of me a bit. I have to warn people they will get, this is Aqua Garden Zen. I have to warn people that they will get a case of swamp. I assume he means cats if coming to my apartment. Maybe not. I don't know. Craig Doniger, Fish Ranch Home. Debbie Russell, the 90-gallon that's on its way. Our first started tank. Bravo, Debbie. That's going to be exciting. 90-gallon is such a great tank. I think my absolute favorite tank is a 4-foot 125. It's 4x2x2. Real hard to come by. There are not a lot of them around. But boy, you can do an awful lot with that tank. It's 2 foot deep front to back, 2 foot tall, 4 foot wide. 125. Fabulous tank. Aqua Garden, crank up the heat, missing Florida. It's been a magnificent day today. Absolutely magnificent. It has been, I don't know what the temperature was. It was just so pleasant. I didn't even notice. It's probably 75 to 80 along in there. Clear blue sky, high cirrus clouds, no particular wind, a little bit of breeze. Oh, what a gorgeous, gorgeous day. This is the time of year to be in Florida. Oh, when it's freezing cold everywhere else, it's delightful, delightful. Greg Donover says it's scorching in the fish room. Scorching in the fish room. 23 outside today in New York. Oh, I see. Swamp ass is when you sweat so much your butt sweats. That's pretty sweaty, I guess. I thought it might have been, never mind. Misfit Reptiles. Hi there, Misfit. You're not late. We're just getting started. Nice to have you with us. Aqua Garden Zen. 30 degrees Fahrenheit there. That's just almost unacceptable. That's right down there to where it's just a bit too low. Oh, in Oklahoma, it was 82 degrees today. Wow, that's astounding. Aqua Garden is in Spokane, where it is 30 degrees. Spokane. Debbie Russell, 70 degrees in North Carolina today. Aqua Garden is laughing about it all. Army swamp ass, right, Scott? Aqua Garden, seriously. Oh, Debbie, Aqua used to live in Tacoma, Washington. Is it Aqua? Yeah, Washington. Um, a Visine, I work in the meat and seafood department, and I come home smelling like the worst fish just to spend time with all the best fish. Stinky fish. You ought to be bringing some pretty good food home for your fish. All those fish scraps are magnificent food. If they throw any fish scraps out, I'm sure you're stocked up. You can freeze it and cut it up, and boy, it's the best food there is fish waste. You know, that's what most fish food is made of. They buy the offal frozen from fish packing houses. They uh, they they cook it off and dry it, flake it, and then add a few things to it. That's what most fish food is. It's fish waste, fish offal. Let's see, T-Bone. Roman says, hello, Father Fish and all fishy people. T-Bone says, I'm thinking about trying my hand at looking after a betta again. I slowed down the outflow of my pump, so it should be better for the betta. A better betta. Gotta have a better betta with better flow. That'll work. Sounds like a plan, Mary Page says. Hey, Mary Page, nice to see you, dear. Mary Page came on Discord today, and we cranked her right up there to a shark right away. And then she ran away. Got intimidated, I guess. Nice to see you. Debbie. Debbie Russell. Hi, Debbie. Aqua Garden says it's beautiful here. My family thinks I'm crazy for leaving. Been here 3 years. Lived in Tampa for 30 years. Really? Wow. That's a big switch. That's a major kind of change. Although I would love to be on the West Coast, particularly up in the Washington State area. Just the sea up there is so utterly amazing. And I would love to be able to get out to the Seattle Aquarium. That would be wonderful. Roman, I'll send you a T-bone. I'll send you a couple of homegrown bettas. That'll be a good trick. You know, I did that once. I was on Aquabid selling years ago, and I had a guy buy a betta from me. He lived in Hong Kong, and the betta came from, guess where? Hong Kong. I got a Hong Kong betta shipped to me, and I sent it back to Hong Kong. That fish traveled around the world more and further than I will ever. Oh, my word. I'm bleeding like a stuck pig here. I pulled a scab off my finger. I've been having trouble with this. I've got a little nick right there. Can you see that? There it is. And it bleeds. I finally got it stopped 2 days ago or yesterday, something. And then I just picked the scab off. And there it goes again. 75 degrees, Jimmy P. Hey, Jimmy P. In Southern California. And no swamp ass. Right. Who's here? Here, Fishy is here. There she is. How are you, dear?
Hi, everybody. I'm good. How are you?
Great. What are you up to today?
Running around trying to get the house ready for Christmas, and had to run down to my mother's. Just running around like a crazy person.
Like every day.
Yeah. I just hosted Thanksgiving, and then I have a party I'm hosting for my dad's 60th birthday, and then Christmas, and it's like the new house syndrome. I've been ignoring the fish room, so I'm glad to be down here with you guys so I can see my fish. Spend Friday night with you too.
Well, nice to have you here.
Hey,
we're just
Aquarium
saying,
Gardens and everybody else here tonight.
yeah, we're saying hello to everybody.
Visine. Yeah, lots of nice people
Well,
here as always.
yeah, Mary Page is here. Aqua Garden.
Hi, Scott Stankovich. What's
Soup.
everybody up to on here tonight? Anybody doing anything fun in the fish room?
It doesn't sound like they've been feeding fish, and that's about it. I don't know. Sweating. Somebody said their fish room is too hot. I don't know. Hard for a fish room to be too hot, I think.
Unless you have axolotls or something.
Well, I guess. Let's see. Who is this? Irene is saying, I have a mated pair of African dwarf aquatic frogs in a 3.5 gallon going on for 2 years. Have they spawned, Irene? A mating pair. So maybe they have. Have you had tadpoles? You need tadpoles. Sniper Rifle likes the t-shirt. This is, oh, I'm off camera here. I got myself centered. Yeah, this is Father Christmas in Florida. My Florida shirt.
All month long.
Really, really. We played a bunch of Christmas stuff this at the beginning, including one of your pieces. That was fun.
My darkest piece.
Your dark piece, right? You saw that. Shelby.
Thank you, Scott, you and Wendy, jealous of my fish desk. It's just hodgepodge, 40 breeder, and if you can find a glass desk at the thrift store, just take the top off of it and use that as a top.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. Is it sitting on top of a tank?
No, it's on wood and cinder block.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I'm having fun looking at these new shell dwellers down in here too. They're very curious. This is their first live stream.
Oh, Aqua Garden loves it hot. Let's see. No tadpoles yet, but they do sing. I've had them spawn, and I've raised the tadpoles. That was when I was working at a fish farm, so it almost doesn't count. It really did not happen in a fish room. Oh, here we go. 8 young bettas in my resurrection tank are starting to make bubble nests. Is it okay to keep all siblings together? As long as you can. It'd be really interesting to see if they will colony spawn. They might very well. That would be fascinating. Get some video of that room and let's see what happens. Angel Nunez. Oh yes, Angel contacted me on YouTube and has a problem, and we need to get him over to Discord. He's got fin rot on his angel fish, a 55-gallon black sand planted tank. I think he's got gravel with some sand on top, but obviously he's got some deterioration in the tank. In order to have fin rot, you got to have dirty water. So the first thing to do is clean up the tank. Yeah,
Mary put the Discord link up there for him, so he can go right there. Just click that link, and you'll be in with you can show pictures of what's going on, and everybody can weigh in.
Yeah, we'll be able to get you some serious.
Father Fish, did you have a birthday?
No, I don't know. Well, my granddaughter and my daughter both have birthdays this coming week. I sent my granddaughter a Father Fish t-shirt. Pink. A pink Father Fish t-shirt.
A pink one.
Pink one,
That's
right?
funny. Her grandfather has a. Oh, Mary said happy birthday to my dad. Yeah, he'll be 60 on Pearl
Oh,
Harbor
there you
Day.
go. Right.
My parents had me as teenagers, so my mom's only 57. I'm 40, almost 41.
Your mom was a young girl when she had you, huh?
Oh, yeah. There goes my phone. I'll be right
Uh-oh.
back with you guys.
We lost you. Did you see my picture on Discord in the Q&A? Rohan says. Let me look. I think I did. And I'm trying to remember what you were talking about. Let's see. Let me get to it. We lost Shelby. She'll be back. Let me see if I can get this up. Q&A. Oh yes, I did see this. Yeah, Rohan he's got an outdoor tray, and he's losing some fish. I'll tell you what I would do, Rohan. It looks fairly shallow, but I think I would put a couple of inches of sand in it. See if that will help. Ooh. See if she comes back. Finally put my juvenile black ruby barbs in with my tiger barbs, and they're looking at doing great. Good job, T-Bone. Hodgepodge, Mary Page says. What now? Shout out Marison, too. Lysine. A couple of my Magdanias looking rough. Day or two treatment are looking a lot better. Marison's pretty good. Cold up here in Canada. Irene says it's supposed to snow today. That's really interesting, Roman, about the, there, is she back? Not yet. About the bettas. Now, he grew them out from fry in his resurrection tank, and they've now matured and they're making bubble nests. So I think that's pretty exciting. If they start to spawn, I would just leave them in there and see how it goes. You know, it's very possible you're going to be able to get some communal spawning. Now they're probably going to eat the babies when they start swimming around, but again, it'll be worth checking it out. Take a few out if you want and see how it goes. That's pretty exciting stuff. Make sure you get some video of that. Oh, who's going to Florida? Where'd it go? Aquatic Garden. Zen, welcome. Brand new member, Aquatic Garden Zen. Appreciate you very much. Aqua Garden Zen. Mary Page, grab your Father Fish merch. Happy birthday to Shelby's dad. She's offline. We'll see if we can get her back. HP, my pops turned 68 on the 9th. And Mary Page is posting links. HP and Rohan from Craig. Craig's got Fish Cave. Here it is. Going to Florida for vacation this summer. This is Aqua Gardens Inn. Bravo. Yes, Rohan, I saw your picture on Discord. We just posted it. I think what you ought to do is, if you ought to put some sand in there. You got a bare bottom, and it's just going to create problems. Sand will help solve some of those problems. Dooby doo. And what age 1600? What are we talking about, Craig? Anyone know what age 1600 have bred at? Don't understand the question. Aqua Garden, sorry, didn't join sooner. Happy to have you now, Aqua Garden. Delighted to have you. Thank you so much. We're Dunlap. Hey, we're Dunlap. Is that hat? Hat, right. He says, hey, must be hat. There she is. We got her. There she is.
Hello from far away.
Yeah.
I had a tripod that just broke, so I had to get my phone set up on my fish rack across the room.
No mind. Well,
But
good
I'm
to have
here.
you.
Hey,
Get to
good to
see
be with
more of
you.
your tanks now.
Yeah, there you
Right.
go. A
Right.
lot of them don't have the power on right now because I have to rewire half of the room. So, let's see what you can see, what we have lights on.
Right.
I had a video I put up my whole fish room up that went viral for me. So if anybody wants to see what's going on there, that's my latest video. It's just showing you what's up in here in the fish room.
So Rohan has got a bear vat outdoors, and he's losing some fish in it. And I
A what?
suggested he put a vat, like a
How big?
like a kiddie pool, about that
Okay.
size. So I suggested he put some sand in it, and he's saying, "How will the sand help?" Which is a really good question, to which I'm sure he already has the answer, but we'll try to dig into it a little bit. What it'll do primarily is provide a bed for detritus to be able to break down, other than in the water column. In other words, it pulls waste out of the water into the substrate, and it keeps it. The sand then becomes a semi-permeable barrier, keeping waste material in the substrate and out of the water column, which reduces pressure on the water, causes the water to be purer, healthier, all around better for the fish. Generally, when you lose fish, it's a water quality problem. So sand in the tank helps increase water quality. It's really that simple. If you've got 3 inches of sand in a bare tank with nothing else, you're going to have cleaner, purer water than if you have gravel or nothing at all. Mary Page is on twin duty.
Aw.
She is. Mary is grandmother of a pair of twins. Rohan said there's a lot of mulm, so I did vacuum some out. Yeah, and you're not going to be able to keep it out because anytime you feed the fish, you instantly have mulm in there, which means you instantly have all of that waste in the water column, dissolving in the water column, flowing in the water column. You put some sand in there, it can get down in it, it'll precipitate into it and just remove that much from the water, making the water healthier. Pretty simple stuff, really. But amazing how many people don't get it. Danny Ken. Hey, Kenny, good to see you. Let's see. Fish Keeper showing some support for young Aquafinity. Where's he at? Let's take a look. Let's see if we're getting them up.
No, World Dumb Lab. We all give them sand for their birthday. Just dump it in the front yard.
Aquafinity got over one. He's got 1.29 subscribers. Very good.
Nice.
And unsubscribe. Good job.
Very good channel. A wonderful channel.
Ooh, Chris Trapp. Oh my. Andrew Sandler's 17,000 gallon salt tank has ick. Oh my. Oh my.
Oh man.
Oh, that's dreadful. Wait, I'll tell you what helps with ick in the saltwater tank is coral. Coral eat the ick parasites.
Live coral?
Live coral, that's right. And I believe Andrew does have a lot of live coral in that tank. It's really problematic. He can get the temperature up. I mean, temperature will kill the ick at 88. But it becomes problematic with coral if you've got it up that high for more than a day or two. So it's a real serious problem. You can reduce the salinity, but then you're endangering the coral. I think what I would do is try to increase the flow at the bottom to keep the parasites up in the water column. That'll and that'll allow. He's got a pretty substantial filtration unit on there. That'll allow him to pull it off, and he should be able to get control of it between the coral and the filtration system. He can't do much else. He could increase temperature, but he's risking his coral doing it. He could decrease salinity with the same effect, same problem. I think if he can get some jets hitting the bottom and bringing stuff up and kicking it out through the filter, he'll stand a better chance of controlling it. Now, Chris is talking about sand absorbing all the crap and keeping it out of the water column, which is precisely what Andrew Sandler does not want to do. He does not want that ick to go down in there because it'll breed, and he'll have 200 times more than he's got now. So he needs to get on it, but it's going to be tricky. Be real interested to see how he handles it.
And icky.
Kenny, hello.
Ricky and Nikki. Yeah, live coral. Unless that's coming up later.
Yeah,
Irene set up a 3-gallon fish bowl there at 9:02.
I set up my 3-gallon fish bowl with sand, seeded mini sponge, power pump, small fake log, the live plants, 50% daily water changes. You don't need to do 50% daily water changes, Irene. You probably don't need to do any. Let me talk about water changes for a minute. The only time you need to do water changes if there's a good reason to do water changes. You don't want to do water changes just for the sake of doing water changes. You want to do it in order to achieve something, particularly to overcome something that is becoming a problem. Obviously, if the water is cloudy or fouled in some way, or whatever, or you have a dramatic change in water parameters, then you need to do a water change. But there's no real advantage to doing automatic routine water changes. In fact, you can create more problems than you solve by stressing the fish out with too much water change. Irene misses her brother and baby girls. I'm guessing they don't live nearby. T-Bone, Fatherfish, have you seen the channel Australian Biotopes? They show all the fish in their natural habitat in Queensland, places I can't get to. If I could, I'd go collecting. No, I have not. Can you post the link to that? That would be really fascinating to be able to see.
And Angel Nunez has a question for you at 9:04.
Not. Oh,
How
got
can you
it.
improve the natural balance? Okay.
Yeah, I think what you want to do, we talked about this before, I think. No, we didn't. That was somebody else. You want to get your black sand a minimum of 3 inches deep. If you will do that, it will capture waste and it will, over a period of time, develop adequate subsoil in order to be able to create a natural balance. Just make sure you got 3 inches of sand, and let it go at that. It'll be fine. It'll take a few months, but it will build up, and you'll wind up. The only real advantage to putting dirt in is that it kickstarts the system. After 6 months to a year, a lot of that is pretty well used up. That's why I do additives, to make it last another year or two beyond that, to give the tank a chance to really build up its process. But you can do it without dirt. You just need to get the sand adequately deep. For a 55-gallon, minimum 3 inches, 4 inches is better.
Chris Trapp has a great question at 9:06 there about how to treat naked cold water fish such as koi or goldfish.
Well, you can do salt. You can do a salt treatment. We have the protocols for that posted on FAQ on our Discord channel. Basically, you want to do 2 tablespoons of salt per 5 gallons, and after the ick is cured, then you want to drain that out. You want to the best way to do it is simply put a hose in it on low flow and let it run for a day or two to get it thoroughly exchanged out. But in a large, that's what the fish farmers do. Fish farmers cannot heat their 10,000 gallon, 20,000 gallon vats, so they use salt. It's a protocol that was developed by the Aquaculture Lab in Ruskin, Florida, as a way of helping to deal with the ick problem on fish farms. And they do it with salt. So again, check on the protocol. It's listed in Discord, on our Discord channel at the FAQ, Discord server at the FAQ channel.
Hi there, Discus Talk.
Come again?
I said hi to Discus Talk. Nice to have her here with us and all her expertise.
Oh my goodness, yes, absolutely. Fish keeper.
Hi, Snake Pliskin.
Nice to see you, Discus Talk. Great to have you here. Snake Biskin.
Yep. Hi,
yes,
Jess
he is
from
here.
Maine's Tails for the Fins.
Yep. Oh, Chris says his goldfish don't have ick. He was just curious. Well, that's good.
Well, good for that. Good to know ahead of time, too.
Richard McCarthy. A random question. Can you can you keep Kobatai Rasbora at high temps? My tank is 82. I want to put them in with my rams. Oh, Kobatai Rasbora. Oh, I don't know where they're from. Where are they from? Let's see. Mainstails. Jesse just gave us a $4 super chat. Let me see if I can get this posted here.
The coffee.
Yeah, I'm wavy. Getting way
Hi,
tangled
Papa
up.
Shrimp. What are you getting tangled up in?
Goodness.
You're always getting
T-Bone.
tangled up in something.
Really? T-Bone $5 super sticker. Lord, there must be 500 comments on
I
here.
don't see that.
I'm scrolling down and down and down.
Are
There's
you
the
on
rest.
live chat?
Well, I have to, in order to be able to post, I've got to be able to get it on StreamYard.
Hmm. Well, while you're looking, oh, now this is going fast for me too now. There's let me find this question about a big, mean red tail.
Let's see.
What should I do with an aggressive red-tailed shark? He's going to be alone, I guess, says Snake Plissken.
Well, you put them in with fish that'll tolerate them. Otherwise, you could. The other thing you can do is have 2 or 3 of them, because then they'll chase each other and lay off everybody else. The Kobatai Rasbora. I don't have the answer to the question. I don't know where the Kobatai is from, but generally speaking, Rasbora are semi-tropical to tropical, so it certainly should not be a problem at 82 degrees. You want to keep them with the rams. I don't see how that would be a problem at all. Kenny is here. He may know the answer to that one.
In the meantime, then Irene is asking, I bought myself a 17-gallon tough muck bucket to use as a mini pond this spring. Sand bottom, live pond plants, sponge filtration, and a nice school of feeder comet goldfish.
Sounds good to me.
What are you going to do with them whenever they get big? They're going to get big. Yeah, I would put that bucket there and start digging.
You bet. Let's see. A muck bucket to use as a mini pond. Yeah. Feeder comet goldfish. 17 gallons. They'll last in there about 1 season. Or less. They just don't feed them. Don't feed them anything at all. Nothing.
They'll get enough from the outside.
They will. They will. That's right.
And
If
T-Bone
you
says
feed them, they're going to
aggressive
get
fish,
too big. Yeah.
just smack it on the nose for aggressive fish.
Well, there
Give
is
it a
that.
little bully flick.
That works. Right. Let's see. I think I hit bottom. I did. Good. On the second floor, I can donate to the store. Well, there you go. Crayfish keepers. Rocco. Put a lid on the tank. They like to crawl out and eat your other fish.
That would be the worst. They get into other tanks. Oh.
Terry's saying 2 red-tailed sharks is a really bad idea. It depends on what you keep them with. I've never really had a problem with red tails because they kept them with larger, more dominant fish, like cichlids. So it was rarely, if ever, a problem.
Oh, I love cichlids.
Mary Page
I'm
hit the
having so
line.
much fun with them. Yes, thanks for reminding us, Mary. South Pacific, Father Fish, I know you're an expert in betas. My cousin has a beta with fin rot for months and he can't treat it. Any advice?
Fin rot for months. Well, how come it's not dead? Salt bath. Just give it a salt bath. Put it in clean new water with a salt bath. You want to get rid of it. You can also put any kind of dye on it. The idea is to kill it. If it's got fungus, then there's an underlying bacteria. So if it's got bacteria, then the water is foul. If the water is foul, it's because he's feeding it food that the fish is either not eating or not digesting. If he's not eating it, it's fouling. If he's feeding any kind of non-meat product, like any kind of grain, then it'll get processed and foul the water. So it's probably a dirty water problem as a result of feeding probably the wrong food. He needs to feed brine shrimp, bloodworm, blackworm, any kind of frozen meat product, any kind of little tiny scraping of fish or shrimp. Do not feed flake food. Do not feed pellet food to bettas, particularly if it contains any kind of grain, wheat, cornmeal, anything like that is indigestible and it fouls the water. Even if they eat it, it fouls the water. So you want 2 inches of sand in that betta bowl. You want to feed it a meat product. You want to feed it every other day and sparingly. You feed a very tiny bit of food. You don't give it so much that it's going to be grazing all day. Feed it once, eat one time, be done with it. And for the fin rot, you're just going to need to get it out, get it in. If you have any kind of dye, you can put it on it. Merthiolate works, or mercurochrome. Anything, even an antibiotic ointment, you can put right on, just topically, put it right on the infection, and it'll get rid of the infection. And then keep the water clean after that, and you won't have the problem again. Thailand and Myanmar for the rasbora. Well, they're pretty warm. Thailand and Myanmar, that's semi-tropical. It's not subtropical, it's semi-tropical. It's not going to be a problem. It gets hot there.
I know all about there because Alex on The Secret History teaches you, where the fish are coming from, what's going on there. It gets you involved with issues in the world. Yeah, what a great channel he has.
You bet.
And Fishkeeper used to have a different name. They're out here posting everybody's links and trying to get different people, some more subscribers. I see Papa Shrimp's channel he was posting. I think Papa Shrimp's in here tonight. Cool name, love it. Love shrimp.
Killer Kitty 08, my black skirt tetras keep my shark in line. I have 13 of them to one shark. Well, there you go. Killer Kitty will turn you blue. Papa Shrimp. What else is going on here? Wendy's Lake Tanganyika fish are doing awesome. She picked them and they're beautiful. You'll show them off. Post the link over on Discord. Scott will be.
Where did you get them from, Scott? They're not at my local fish store enough. And I said they had one type of shell dweller, which was the first time for a year and a half, and they were selling them for $50 a fish.
Oh my God.
Unbelievable.
Oh my God.
I know. And I mean, this is a fish store that moves fish. You have to take a number like at the meat counter and wait for them to call you. And I have shell dwellers here in my fish room, so I'm like, have babies. So
wow.
we have the blue jazz playing down here all night long.
What's your channel name, Shelby? Oh, it's
Here, fishy, all one word.
Here Fishy, right? One word, Here
So,
Fishy.
if anybody is already there, it's easier to post a link because if you search for Here Fishy, there's like all kinds of videos where people are calling fish or fishing and everything, which is cool.
Right.
But I'm
David
happy to have
Mann,
I am happy to have my name.
David Mann, I have an established tank. We keep a juvenile bluegill we caught early last summer. Recently
wow.
died, not sure why. How can I treat the tank without killing the good bacteria? You don't need to treat it. Just take the dead fish out and let it sit. It'll clear itself out in a matter of a week or so. If you have a tank that goes foul, do a partial water change and then let it sit. It'll clear itself out in about a week. And we'll be right back to being balanced again. Any tank that goes foul, if all the fish are dead on it, just take everything dead out, change about a third of the water, and let it sit there, and it'll clear itself out in a matter of a week.
A week?
About a week, yeah.
Oh, that's nice, Scott. There's a local mom and pop shop, Fins and Critters in Lawton, Oklahoma. Mine's a local mom and pop too. I just love it
Nice.
when they have
Oh, that's
amazing
great.
fish like that. Yeah, so they had them bunch and she was able to identify and select. How nice to go to your local store and come home and make a Lake Tanganyika tank. That's the dream.
Yeah, exactly right.
So where are we all moving to? Lawton, Oklahoma. Okay, they better watch out.
Irene, I got a bet on the lost most of its tail fin. Only feed frozen bloodworms, treated him with aquarium salt, did regular water changes, and he's grown it all back. Yeah, they will come back. They're pretty hardy. They just need to be in clean water. What should I feed my angelfish and neon tetras in the same tank, given the difference in size? I'm currently feeding tropical flakes. Well, it's not going to be a problem once the angelfish hit about 2.5 inches, because they'll then begin feeding on the neons and they will begin disappearing.
Oh, no.
Oh, they will. They absolutely will. You're not going to be able to keep them together. At a given point in time, you'll notice one less neon every day until there are none left.
Anybody watching? Thanks for joining us. Hit that like button.
Right.
There's some people doing water changes, eating, watching, and cleaning tanks.
Alec the Nice. Hello. Aquatic Garden Zen. I'm at work trying to watch the live. Chris Trapp. Hello. Papa Shrimp watching and cleaning tanks. T-Bone, I sold double-tailed betta for $55. It's beautiful, unusual looking. Just wondering if that's a good price for a betta. Don't forget that's Australian dollars. A good price for a betta is whatever you're willing to pay for it in order to get what you really like.
I really agree with that. Because, they say art is worth what it's worth to you, how beautiful it is to you, and what you're willing to pay to possess it. And every betta is so different.
Right.
Yeah, if it's the one for you, you'll.
That's right. Alec wants to know about the shark and the thumbnail. Good question. That is a nurse. No, it's not. What is it called? A bamboo shark. It's called a bamboo shark. They get about 2 foot long. They're a small shark from the south coast of South Africa, the southwest coast of South Africa. They're a shallow water shark. They're typically collected as eggs and shipped all over the world. So you can buy an egg case about that big, keep it for up to 6 weeks, and the shark will hatch out. And in a matter of 2 to 3 years, they grow to about 2 foot. Really a wonderful little shark, easy to keep. Um, they're a lot of fun. They're pretty hardy. I've never really lost one. I had somebody steal one once. They actually stole the egg. And I found out about it because I had a fellow who was keeping guard for me, and he said, check that guy's drink cup. He was walking around with a drink cup.
Oh
And
my goodness.
I looked in the cup, and there was the egg in the drink.
How to shoplift fish, ladies and gentlemen. You spun in a fish egg, a cup? What an eye.
Fish snappers. Fish snappers.
Oh my
right.
goodness. I never thought about it.
Isn't that funny? Jan, I took out my German blue ram breeding pair into their own tank. They continue to eat the eggs. Must I remove the eggs and raise them alone? Yes. I'll tell you the deal with rams is they're not going to raise their babies anyway. They, at best, you'll get them to hatch the babies and guard them until they come up off the bottom and start swimming. At that point, you got to remove the babies or the adults. So you may as well pull the eggs. If they're eating them, just pull them out and hatch them. In 2 days, they'll be up and swimming, and you can start feeding them. Not hard to do. I just had a bamboo shark, but I think he lost at Chris Trap. He's got a link here to something.
I wanted to say hi to NYC Fish Keeper listening to us while they're watching their tank. How nice, tank gazing. I haven't done that enough lately. I really haven't. I need to do that. Jen has a question at 9:25 about German blue ram pair breeding.
I don't know what we're looking at here.
Yeah, what is this?
Oh, that's a big shark. I don't know what that is.
Ooh, that'll get your hand.
It looks like it might be a woebegone. I think it's a woebegone, Australian shark. Nice.
And Aquafinity was taken off, so thanks for joining us. See you later.
Too. Kenny's leaving.
Did you see Jen's question at 9:25 about the German blue ram breeding pair? I took out my German breeding pair into their own tank, but they continue to keep eating the eggs. Unless I remove the eggs and raise them alone, they would hoping the parents would.
Yeah, you weren't listening. I did talk about that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking at the other chat and then coming back up. That's so funny. My bad.
That's not funny when that happens. Yeah, the key is that rams are no good with babies anyway. And once they're up and swimming, you got to get them out or they'll eat them. So you may as well, if they're eating the eggs, just pull the eggs. Christina got a tiny white female betta for $2, a hot pink and blue. My daughter's first fish. There's a deal. Australian shark. It looks like it. I thought so. Mary Page, what is she talking about?
I think they're talking about those fish, the people trying to steal the fish in the your store.
Oh, right.
Alec the Nice says my local fish stores have a no drink rule, and now they know why.
Right.
So that wasn't the first time.
Really? Do they mate for life? No, the male will breed with several females. Although what I found with rams is that get them young, grow them out, get them to pair off, and they will pair off and spawn consecutively for a matter of months, every 2 to 3 weeks for months. And if you work it carefully, you can pull the young out consistently and be able to raise a large number of them. Generally, once they quit, though, they quit. I've never had luck with mature bettas spawning. I'm sure they do. I just haven't been able to do it.
I have a couple. Actually have some really old neocardinas, females, and I put a male in there with them, and I just think they're too old. I mean, they're almost up to like 3 inches. Things are monsters.
Oh
And
yeah,
I
they
just
get
think
big.
that they're too old. Do they stop
I think you're right. Yeah.
breeding?
Did they spawn?
No, I put him in there with them. They still no eggs, no nothing. I think they're just grannies now.
Yeah, I think that's the way it works. I've had a lot of
Shrimp
big
menopause.
Yeah, never had them spawn.
T-Bone's asking you which beta you would prefer. They're 929.
Is that T-Bone's been all over the betta thing.
They are captivating. They're just do that beautiful dance for us.
Tail, a koi or a double tail. I like the double tails. My favorite are the crown tails, or the half moons. I like the half moons. I like the half moon crown tails, and I like all the new colors. The new colors are just amazing. All the kois.
I need to get a new beta down here. I gave mine to my daughters because hers got old and passed away. And now I'm like, I have a whole room full of fish, but not to be able to see a beta. They're probably the most beautiful of the showy things.
South Pacific is saying, so water can be bad even when all the parameters are good. Absolutely. Because the parameters do not measure the biological condition of the water. They don't measure the organics that are dissolved in the water. There are a lot of things water parameters don't measure.
I agree, Mary.
Let's see. 2 blue rams have 20 plus free swimming babies. Shall I pull the parents and the babies or just the babies? Which I would pull one or the other, either the parents or the babies. $40 or $50 for a betta, I think, is a lot of money. A lot of money.
But she said if it was something spectacular. Spectacular. That's top dollar.
And if you got it to spend and you love it, then jump on it.
I think the most I've seen, and this was before the prices started going up because I haven't looked lately, but the top dollar ones at my local fish store, they'd be around either 37 to 42 would be something that never comes around.
Yeah, I agree. I sold them for 15. Pretty much everything went for $15.
That's what Aquarium Co-op does too. They just kind of have a flat rate for betas, they said, or last I checked, so that
they've got
each fish is valued, and
they have a really big betta display too.
They do, yeah.
Yeah.
And so that way they all seem equal. I don't think it's they're not priced high. I think it's somewhere in the middle, but so you're not abusing something for $3.99, or you're not paying more. That seems fair. You know what I mean?
The part of the difficulty is that the wholesalers are now grading them. I mean, I looked at a wholesale list of bettas the other day. They ran from $25 down to $2 with everything.
Is that
in between.
Retail or wholesale?
Wholesale.
Oh wow!
They were selling bettas at $25 to $35 a piece. And some of the wild bettas were even more, $35, $40 a pair for some of the wild bettas. Jet black. I've got a couple of jet black here.
Rohan's asking about TDS tells us about organics, right?
TDS only
I don't
tells
know if
us
solids are considered organics. I mean, it is organic.
No, it's organics don't measure. Let's see now. Yeah, when you're measuring TDS, you're measuring dissolved solids. In other words, you're measuring iron. You're measuring calcium. You're measuring other elements that dissolve in the water. That's it, like with salt water, for example. Salt water has very high TDS because that's what it is. It's solids dissolved in the water. Organics is another matter. Organics don't show up as on a TDS meter. Oh yeah, and Jess has some beautiful white elephant ear bettas. They are stunning, aren't they?
I think they're so beautiful, and I just wish they didn't call them elephant ear. Like, I don't think that does it justice. Why can't they say butterfly wing bettas or something pretty?
Christina Whitaker, I've lost entire tanks of fish after a water change, and all tests were spot on. I knew it was something in the water because my son lost his too. Different homes, miles apart, same water source. Yeah, water changes are dangerous. It is dangerous to do water changes. You have to be absolutely sure of your water, and you have to have an absolutely good reason to do it. Now, I know there are plenty of people out there, very high level fish people. Kenny's one of them who does routine water changes. He has big fish in big tanks, and they're mostly bare bottom tanks. So he's required to do water changes in order to maintain water quality. If you've got a planted tank with a deep substrate, you do not ever need to do a water change unless something happens to the water that causes a problem. Then you do a water change. You don't do it routinely because you're going to wind up doing something, bringing something in that's going to kill your fish. It just happens far too often. You got to really know what you're doing.
When they do, because I have a TDS meter, and I don't think it helps much. I just want to make sure there's enough calcium in my water, but I just make sure I put calcium in my water. I don't know if it helps much telling me because I know I don't know what it's telling me is in the water. Besides just natural things, they say that there's a problem with our prescriptions ending up in our water stream, affecting our frogs, fish, and that.
Right.
Would that also show up as total dissolved solids, possibly? I mean, it's chemicals.
I'm sure it does.
I guess it doesn't matter, yeah, because we don't know exactly.
Yeah, Alex the Nice just made the comment that all things dissolved in the water show up as TDS.
Now, we get an annual water report. I imagine that that's something that legally has to come by. So it tells us, parts per million, of every little thing that could be in the water every year. So I always save that. Not that I'm like some chemist or that knows what's going on, but I like to have it.
Right.
So Sarcohuman is making their own fertilizer and substrate.
With cocoa coir.
Dirt. Well, yes, but first it's first they said they're going to use Osmocote Plus. They're at 736. Red clay, dolomite, lime, seashell ash and banana peel mixture, baking soda as fertilizer.
Let's see.
I know you, at least with baking
Positive
soda, you have to go easy does it.
Banana peel mixture, baking soda as fertilizer. And you're mixing
Yeah.
this in with soils, then vermicompost 50%, normal compost, and some cocoa. So let me go back and look at this. Nothing wrong with any of that. I like it all. You don't want to go crazy with it. Small amounts of these additives. I usually do maximum half a cup additive for a 55-gallon tank. I sell an additive package for $20 that does 100 gallons, and it's about 2 cups of material. So about 1 cup of material, which means that there are tablespoons. It's about 10 different ingredients. So there are tablespoons in each cup. So you just don't want to go crazy with it, but it looks like a perfectly reasonable mixture to me. The vermicompost I like, cocoa coir I like. I don't see anything wrong with that. I like it. Cap it with
Now,
2 inches of sand. Cap it with 2 inches of sand. Cap it with 2 inches of sand. Otherwise, you're in trouble, right? Cap it with 2 inches of sand.
You need a gavel.
Really?
Now, I've heard people say to use baking soda as a calcium source, but then people say, oh boy, easy does it. Now, I have a whole fish in that's basically hard water, and I put Mr. Turtle in. That's what my local fish store tells you to put. I use crushed coral, which I don't think dissolves fast enough, when you're setting up a new tank. I have cuttle bones, limestone, but I want something that like makes hard water instantly so I could put these fish in. What about baking soda?
Calcium carbonate.
Isn't that yeah? Is that what crushed coral is?
Yeah, basically. You can buy it any shop that sells saltwater products.
Oh, I can get it.
Carbonate.
Okay, I can get crushed coral. I just feel like it doesn't make the water hard fast. It takes
I agree with you. I've
heard people use Tums.
The powdered calcium carbonate will. They sell. There's a product. There are a number of.
That'll be separate from crushed coral.
Sold for saltwater specifically to raise the calcium.
I'm writing that down, ladies and gents. Because they do. My fish store has an amazing saltwater section. I just go to look like I'm at the zoo.
Yeah, check it out.
Calcium carbonate. Okay. Yeah. I love those guys. There's some guys that have worked there for 40 years, and it's just amazing.
Nice.
To be able to go
I know. You got some great shops. Great shops in Pittsburgh. Really fine shops. I used to sell.
And really low cost of living here. So anybody in the fish fam, come to Pittsburgh. I need fish friends.
Really. Diatomaceous earth does not work, Scott.
It'll make the water so milky too. Like you have to have that way under the sand, under the dirt, under the sand.
Yeah. Diatomaceous earth is a fossil. It is not calcium. It's a mineral, but it's not calcium, and it does not increase the pH or the what I wanted to say, the hardness of the water. TDS measure.
Seashells, Scott says that seashells probably do it at such a slow rate because they never really dissolve. But I do try to put seashells in all of my tanks because I love them. I just found 2 things at the thrift store, and I was like, "You score!" Seashells. I'm the only one there, like loading up.
Roman is saying Sarco not more than 1 inch of soil, unless you got a very, very large tank. And if you do, Sarco's saying you've seen me use deeper soil. I've gotten in trouble using deeper soil too. In a
But
very
if you have like
large tank,
6 or more inches of sand on it, wouldn't you want
yeah,
more?
you want it. Yeah, yes, absolutely. If you do 2 inches of soil, you need 4 to 5 inches of sand. The
And it looks really
problem is
nice.
with all the additives in there, you know what you don't have in your additives is iron. I would come
Rusty
up with
nail.
some kind of iron. Pardon? Did he
Rusty
have it?
nail, they say to put a. No, no, I'm
A
just saying.
rusty nail. Yeah,
Yeah,
iron
I've heard that's the
oxide.
old school way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, Mary, thank everyone for the likes. And if you haven't yet, please join and help promote Father Fish and spread his knowledge.
Let's see, where are we at?
Just looking now, lots of chatting going on, trying to check it all in.
Yeah, I am too. Huh. Atkins keeps a lot of saltwater fish.
Oh, lucky
They're
duck.
coming from the red clay. Okay, yeah, that works.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm doing the opposite. Instead of South American cichlids, I do African cichlids and
Yeah,
live
Dennis, I think
bearers.
that's right.
Yeah.
That makes the sunfish. It's not silica. It's something finer than
Okay.
that. But it is a fossil. It's not a calcium.
Sarcohuman is saying iron is coming from the red clay. Well, that
Yeah,
sounds.
that works. That should
Yeah.
work. Now, with the clay, you want to turn it into a sludge or a very thin mud, and then mix it in with the soil. You don't want to put clay in as a solid because the roots can't get into it. You want to put it in water, dissolve it, get it, make a thick soup out of it, and then mix it in with your soil mixture. That gets it spread throughout and gets it accessible.
Christina Wicker uses the dry red clay for iron too. Is that sold in a fish store? I feel like that's like a beauty product. Red clay, clays, or a
Yeah,
nutritional
probably.
product. So
I'm
where are we
sure.
getting red clay? Okay, lots of red clay there in North Carolina. Debbie Russell is saying, I have clay that's red looking outside my house. Maybe it's closer than I think. I'm thinking of
Oh, it's probably
going
got
and
iron
buying
in
it.
it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Clay
Well,
is
I'm in the
very
Rust Belt, so I should.
yeah. Clay is very high in minerals. So red clay would be higher also in iron.
Oh, yeah. I have to get more stuff in the backyard. I'll be out there. It's cold. I love when everywhere I move, the neighbors probably think I'm crazy because I'm just out there grabbing sticks and stuff and bringing it up the hill. I'm gonna be out there digging for clay like a dog.
Right, right.
Get used to it, everybody. It's not gonna stop.
Yeah.
Dennis Christensen is saying, isn't diet made with earth silica?
No, it's not silica.
I thought it was a ancient coral that's probably just been washed out. All I know about it is that it's so sharp that it scratches exoskeletons of parasites and bugs and stuff. Yeah.
are the skeletons of diatoms.
Yes. Yeah.
So
Okay.
they're microscopic. They settled to the bottom, and they millions of years ago, deep, thick layers. But they lose their calcium. The calcium all dissolves out and gets replaced with harder minerals.
So it's so old.
So they don't work to maintain pH. They don't work as a calcium, in other words.
So I've only known to use it, outside or on animals for bugs because it scratches the exoskeleton and they will dry out eventually. How is that helpful in your tank for plants?
What's your question again?
How is diatomaceous earth helpful in the soil mix for an aquarium? What does it add?
I'm not sure. I used to think it was calcium, then I got disabused of that
Mm-hmm.
notion.
Okay.
It does have some other minerals
Sure.
that will dissolve. I'm not sure what they are though. I keep
Okay.
I research it, I find out, and then I forget it.
Right. We all
For
do
some
that.
reason, it's not sticking in the brain. I know I still
And I
use
had a
it. I like it
I,
because it creates some aeration.
yeah,
It's
just adds
kind of a
more
light
to the
sleeping
environment.
material, and each of those tiny little dudes have got holes in them. So it's used, for
Sure.
example, in the diatom filters as a way of filtering out down to a micron of dirt in the water, so it can filter water crystal
Oh,
clear.
okay. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. But I have noticed that you really need to have it buried under something because it just makes the water like chocolate milk.
Yeah, well, right, exactly.
This is a question from Randy Coach. Will stone cats, dwarf neon rainbows, and pygmy puffers get along?
Dwarf neon rainbows and pygmy
Stone
puffers.
cats?
No, the
Mm-hmm.
puffers are probably going to nip the neons, but pygmy
Mm-hmm.
puffers don't swim very fast. So the rainbows are probably going to stay out of trouble. Um,
Right, right before I moved, I had koi angelfish, and they were juveniles, but they're angelfish, so they were still big enough. And baby pygmy or baby, pea puffers in a 29, they massacred like a great battle. I came down to just dead angelfish all along.
yeah,
And because I thought they wouldn't even go near it because it was so much bigger than them. And just their ability to just keep picking if they feel like it. Oh, it's
yeah,
just
they will. Yeah,
horrifying.
it's true. Somebody said here I wouldn't put Atkins would not put pea puffers with anything. I've got puffers in with mollies, with rams, um,
I had one
with
in a big 55 with all sorts of things, and he was kind of intimidated and kept his thing. They have personalities. They really do. Each pea puffer is different. I think because I put a gang of them and they all grew up together, so they were still juvenile, and maybe that was it. But I have noticed they have different personalities. Some of them can be trusted in a tank with all kinds of things, and other ones, it's murder time.
yeah, it's true. I would not put them with angels. I've got crises here, puffers.
Oh, I paid so much for those koi angelfish too at the time, and man, poor
Yeah,
guys.
right. Mollies. I got flagfish in here. What else? Something little. Pygmy sunfish. All kind of stuff in there.
I plan on getting some of those off of you. I've been when I read about
The
them, they
pygmy,
sound right up my
yeah,
alley.
they're such a
Hmm.
fish. Yeah, I think I've got a bunch of them. Alex says, "Don't talk. Uh, don't be telling people you can only measure mineral salts with a TDS." Yeah, Alec is fighting about TDS. And Mary says Father Fish is a rebel. True enough.
Rebel with a cause.
Rebel with a
With a
cause.
cause.
Chris Trap. My pea puffers have lived with red neo shrimp, killifish, and CPDs for over a year. Well, there you go.
Mine were my one guy, his first guy. He was in with shrimp and he was fine. Especially some of those shrimp get really big. A lot of fish don't want to screw with them. The
Right.
females at least.
Uh, Make me
So many
sunfish or
comments
hunting
tonight.
live bloodworms, Asaya. You know who's not on here is Lisa, ADHD.
Emily.
I got a shipment in the mail to her that I was hoping would get delivered today, but it didn't. So tomorrow I hope to God. Do I have any apologetin in stock? I do have a few, Kevin. Um, I've got a few little ones. I got a couple of big ones. I can tell you a nice big crispin. That's this one right here. You can see how big it is. Takes
The
up
one
half
right
the.
there over your shoulder?
Yeah, that's an apologetin. It's a monster.
It is. Beautiful.
Angels will pick fights that they generally lose, says Archie.
Well, that's what happened here. Oh man, I was so upset. Yeah, they do use the diatomaceous earth on chickens. They rub it into their feathers. You can rub it into your dog's fur. Sometimes I used to do a perimeter around the yard to keep ticks out because ticks don't jump or anything; they only crawl. And apparently, it's so on a microscope. You have to be careful not to breathe it. It's really powdery, more powdery than baby powder, because it can harm your lungs. But it is so sharp that it'll scratch the exoskeletons of pests, so they can't go through it, and they just kind of dry out and die. So the reason they put it on chickens and other farm animals is just so that they don't have bugs.
Yep, yep. Yeah,
I just seen Mary's comment saying, "Right, Shelby, she just loves getting dirt out of the yard." They accompanied the other night, and she was digging up dirt, and they had no idea what she was doing. That reminds me, every time I go to the beach, because I'm a mom, I'm in my 40s, and I think the whole time, like, oh, I don't want to go down there in my bathing suit. Like, I go, I don't care about that, but it's just like everybody feels weird that first time you step out in public for the year, and I think about that a month ahead of time, and then when I get to the beach, everybody has their chairs lined up, the parents are all just sitting there reading, and I'll see a cool rock in the surf and another cool thing, and I have to go get this thing before the wave takes it away. Before I know it, I have my back to the whole beach, and I'm just digging like a dog, getting after everything. And it's funny. As soon as I see that beach and nature and a cool rock, I forget all about caring about anything.
Really, really.
That's the fish keeper
I
spirit.
know. The Vortex Diatom filter, they were made in Florida by a family for years and years. Their building burned down 2 years ago, and they did not rebuild. So, right, they're no longer making them. There was another company that made a modular for a while, but it didn't sell, and they discontinued it. But it's pretty easy to do. You just want to get some kind of you want to pull water through a bag and coat it with the diatomaceous earth, and it'll work brilliantly.
Oh, I
It's
bet.
made of amorphous silicone dioxide.
Right, Roman, that's me. But my husband will take my kids back up to the beach place, and I'll stay down there for hours still going after rocks and stuff. If they'll eat dinner without me, I'll come back when I'm ready. Somebody said they think, Mary said she thought ADHD was here but wasn't feeling well. Maybe she's lurking.
Yeah, I saw that.
What else did I see here? And is everybody talking about the diatomaceous earth on the farm and everything? I thought it was an interesting term. It's called a mechanical pesticide because it's not working chemically. It's actually killing the bugs in a different way. Yeah. But I'm just all for it because it's not a chemical that we're putting on our animals or plants or whatever.
Angel, you're in Melbourne, Florida. I can ship ground and you'll get it next day.
Now, how far is that from you? Do you know?
No, but in the state of Florida, I get next day shipment if I ship ground through the post office. Alex,
if I ever talk somebody, go ahead.
I was just reading Alex. Alex is playing scientist tonight. He's keeping us straight.
It. I have a little microscope over here I've never used and don't know what I'm looking for, but someday.
Oh, nice. Christina got their granddaughter a rock tumbler. Oh, what great fun!
Oh, that would be fun. There's always got yelled at for leaving rocks in your pocket as a kid. I get it.
Right.
It's I know I'll pull over. I use my car if I see a giant piece of slate or something and like call it back for the tank. Like it's just we're nature lovers to the bone, to the stone.
Oh, Alex did retracted a comment that I appreciated. You ought to put it back, Alex. I really appreciated the comment. Um, let's say if you want to order through fatherfishaquarium.net. That'll get it. I'll get that right away, and I can get it out to you same day or next day. If you get the order in the morning, I can get it out that afternoon. You'll have it next day. If
That
you're
is
in
really
Florida.
be promoted more here. He has some beautiful plants. You can get the soil supplement, and some fish, depending on what time of year it is. I mean, you can even buy that gorgeous plant right behind him, and that's a mature plant.
Sarko is talking about plants that do well in salt water, and he's absolutely right. There are plants that do well in salt water and plants that do well in hard water. Stem plants.
I need to get a better understanding of that.
Stem plants, by and large, do well in hard water.
I'm writing this down. Hold on. Stem plants, hard water.
Fern-type plants, Aponogetans, do well in soft water. Java moss, he's saying here, Rotella, Anubias, any of the non-rooted plants are typically soft water plants. Any of the rooted plants are typically hard water plants. So that's an easy way to distinguish.
So they're saying you deliver every day for Florida or only Tuesdays? Angel is asking.
No, every day. Every day.
Bye, Isaiah. Is that how you say that? Gotta hang with the family. You have a good evening, too. Thanks for joining us, and hello to Lori.
Yeah, Isaiah's been here right along. It's 10 o'clock. We probably ought to know.
Yeah, that's fine. So, for everybody here, and I know I talked to you a little bit, and we talked about making a game out of it. I don't think it'll work because I don't have that many plants, and it's all so mismatched. But when it's slower sometime, I want to take my camera around because I don't know the names of most of my plants. And, I just buy something I like. Maybe it dies, maybe it lives. I tried to save the tags, but, and then some of it's, I moved it. I know where my riccia is and my willow moss and some of the floating plants. But I would love it if you all could help me just letting me know what I have, and I'll just write it down on the tank so I can remember it. Because I want to learn more about the plants, and I know there's so much knowledge here in the fish fam, our fin friends.
Oh, Monster Fish Gal is here. Hey, Larry. Good to see you. Randy Coke. How big does zebra pleco get? 3 to 4 inches. Softwater, any rooted ones that'll work? Softwater rooted. Softwater rooted. Softwater rooted.
What about the floating things that can be rooted, like guppy grass or riccia? Things that float or are happy and get even better than rooted?
Root. Guppy grass.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe. I'm going to have to work on that. Rooted saltwater plants. I'm sure there are some. I'm just not looking. Almost all the rooted plants that I get are hardwater plants. Let me talk. I need to put an order in this week for plants. I will talk to the farm and get some ideas about that. GRB, hello.
Yeah, hi GRB. Yeah, Fatherfish has probably a bunch of crates of Marima balls they're ordering up. Yeah, guppy grass roots in my tank too, and It'll really turn in a nice bushy plant there.
Hard
I just
water
got some
raised
Rickia
beds.
this summer. I'm just in love with it.
Sarko's talking about using limestone to raise pH. That certainly works.
Mm-hmm. So
I
have it out in
add
the
lime.
driveway.
I add lime to my supplement. I add about a tablespoon of lime to my 50-gallon supplement. Yeah, Ricky will do fine in soft water.
It's
Amazon
so
stored
beautiful. I love it so much. Like I'm just in love with that plant. I think it might be my favorite so far.
Crips
It's
are good
so
in salt
bright.
water. George Sadge, yeah.
What do
Amazon
like
stored
what do grasses like Vallisneria like?
most plants will do well in soft to hard. A lot of them, like the Amazon sword, is found in brackish water, but it also lives in soft acid water, so it's able to transition. A lot of plants can do that. A lot of the valves can do that. Generally, they'll do better in hard alkaline water, but a lot of plants can be grown in soft acid water.
So plants kind of like it a little harder.
The rooted plants, yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Hello, Dia. RJ's saying.
Roman adds lime to their fun and tonic.
Right.
Well, I can think of lots of things I add lime
Aligned to
to.
the fun and tonic, right. Me too, Roman. Mary Pages loves the lurkers. Irene, bye-bye.
I just
Well,
bought
let's see.
some tonic water.
Sarko's saying I'm concerned my tank will fail because I won't have enough fast-growing plants to make the method work. Just do the best you can. The main
I have
thing
an
is
answer
to
for that. One
go.
piece of what is the stuff that floats everywhere? Frog bit, no. Duckweed. One single piece of
Duckweed.
duckweed.
Oh, Lord knows. True enough.
And just maybe a flashlight on it for 5 minutes a day. It's
Yeah,
gonna be,
really.
you'll have enough green eating up whatever needs eaten up in the beginning, and then the rest of the plants will be able to come in later. Yes. Thank you,
Kevin is
Lori. I
saying-
could not think of what duckweed was. Probably because I try to push it out of my brain and my tank so much. But I love it. And it's the best plant to get that going. You know, when you're first starting something, duckweed will eat up all the extra nutrients. No worries. Make sure
There's
the
one.
other plant or the bottom can get some light when it needs to.
This showed up. Somebody had a picture of it today on Discord. You can see the duckweed, but what's the big one? Do you know what that big one is? Anybody?
That frog bit?
It is. That's exactly
so
what it is.
Cute.
Yeah.
I can never get the red-rooted floaters to stay alive. I
saw
constantly.
somebody had a tank recently with them thick on the. It was amazing. It was beautiful.
I bet. My brother and my sister-in-law, every time they come down, they're like, "Do you want us to bring you anything?" And I say, "Yeah, please bring me some floating plants." And they come down and they always have the little water lettuce, the frog bit, and the redwood floaters. And they, no matter what tank I put them in or whatever, dead. I need to know the secret.
Alex is saying, Father Fish, I need to make a Father Fish style rant video about how you can measure everything with a TDS meter because it's all TDS. I wish you would do that, Alex. I think that would be of immeasurable value to the community. I would deeply appreciate it personally. Do it and then send me a notice of it and I'll promote it. Great idea.
Very nice.
Is there a way to put more sand in the substrate without disturbing the plants? There's Eros, two Thanatos, and he doesn't have a wrench. I think my sand layer is not deep enough. Yes. You hold the sand carefully, dry sand preferably, above the tank, and slowly pour it. And it'll go through the water and settle on the bottom. If you see some sitting on plants, swish it off a little bit.
Yeah,
You can't hurt anything just adding sand to the tank. It'll be just
the
fine.
fish will get out of the way.
Yeah, won't hurt the fish. Won't hurt a thing, really. Just make sure that it is not very, very fine with a lot of dust in it, because that'll be a problem. So you want no dust.
Petroman says they only use their TDS meter to check the RO system, tells them when to replace their membrane.
Yeah,
I got one, and I put it in one tank. It'll and numbers that I've never seen anywhere else. I have just a normal tank that's black water come up as 2,000. Another one will come up as 580. It seems like 150 is what it comes out of the tap. I don't know. I like take the temperature.
I think that's really why we need Alec to do this, so we can learn what it is we're looking at. Because I have the same problem.
I've gotten a lot of conflicting information.
Yeah.
Some people tell you that's the only thing you need, and don't take this test, or and the fish are alive, so that's all I care about. If they like hard water, I give them some shell or bone, If they don't, I give them some leaves. I guess that's all I can do.
All right. We're gonna run into we're gonna be here all night if we keep this up.
Pass up your coffee, Emily.
I don't even need to use the tea. Yeah, I rarely use one, frankly. I just got one the other day. This is neat. I never saw this one. This one has a color gauge. It changes color to meet this chart on the back.
Oh, wow. That's more fancy than mine.
Crazy? Yeah, I never saw one like that before. Let's see what it does here. Oh, look at that. It just went red. Did you see that? See, I can make it happen again. Oh, it changed back too quick. Here, I'll put some water in it.
Oh, I think yours has the same buttons as mine, though.
Look at that.
Does this say health metric on it?
I don't know.
They look a lot the same. Look, they're the same buttons. See?
How pure is your water? I don't know what kind it is. It doesn't say.
Oh, okay. Well, probably same factory, different company as it is nowadays.
Green? I can make it red.
It's supposed to... See, mine
It'll go to
that.
blue. It'll go to blue. See what this one is. That's red. They're probably all going to be red. Red. Saltwater.
This is
red.
hot. She has the same one. She said anything over 40 parts per million goes red.
Huh. Oh, okay.
I'm testing TDS for the breeder tanks. She doesn't need or use one.
What TDS?
Yeah, I got one from because YouTubers made it seem exciting, and I don't. If it's not gonna tell me how much calcium, I want a meter where I can tell how much calcium is in there and how much nitrate and ammonia. Someday. And this one does tell temperature, which probably they all do. But then I just got the nifty little temperature thing, which I love. So
right.
I'd rather just have this.
Randy Koch, your German blue rams are stunning. How long would they look like? Is he talking about? I don't know. Can he see? I don't know if he can see him. I don't know if I can
I'm
show
not
him.
sure.
I'm gonna move this, which means I will almost certainly lose. Whoa! If I move anything here, I'm in trouble.
I hear ya. That's what, a lot of times why I can't get up on time is because I'll finally get down here and I don't usually have computers and stuff on my fish thing, so it's just all of setting everything up, and then if you move anything, well, you saw what happened earlier.
Maybe
Bedtime. Good night, Roman. Have sweet dreams, fishy dreams.
where the rams are. I'm not seeing them.
Hi to Nano Aquarium guy. We're on a little late, so thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we're just running over. We're
Yeah, we're
running
just all
into
here
everybody
together.
tonight.
There's nobody
Right?
else on. I think LRB
Is
was
that
on
right?
earlier. I'm not sure why. Yeah, I just checked and there isn't anybody else. At least that
Oh, I
I
know
know of.
Alec was on earlier.
He was on
Alec,
earlier. He's been doing earlier. I think just with his recovery and everything, different reasons.
I
It's been
guess.
better for him to
Yeah.
go on earlier.
Did
He's
you see
tired at different times of the day.
he did a video with a black background the other day? It was
Well, I didn't
so
see it.
cool. I
Oh,
really
I didn't
liked
see
it.
it.
There's a ram. There they are.
Nano
There they
Aquarium
are.
guy, you're fashionably late.
God, I didn't lose it.
Good night,
That's
Atkins
amazing.
Nature. Have a good sleep.
Ah, huh.
Right on, Randy. Scott,
Yeah, the
thank you for
crids are
saying
doing
that.
really.
Yeah.
The crids look great, but they're not spawning. I haven't seen any spawn in there. I think the water might be too hard. I'm just not getting spawnings in that tank. Dooby doo, love the puffers. Yeah, that's two of them in there. A little spotted. I guess they're both spotted. I don't know. Sarko is giving it up. Good night, Sarko. If you have water like me, put a bit of limestone, tiny bit to remineralize it, or a lot to raise pH. Never use the powders. They just make the algae grow and never help your plants. Monster Fish Gal is saying goodnight. Ian,
Ian, I think it is. Maybe
Ian.
Nano Aquarium guy or Atkins. I'm not sure who Ian is.
Who it was? Yeah, don't know.
Oh no. Kyle Aquametrics just had her black ram come down with a case of hole in the head. It's been in the
Oh my
tank
God.
8 months and is still acting fine, oddly enough.
Wow. How fast will
Hole in
the
the head
3D
is the worst thing. Like that. I mean, think about if that was something that happened to us. Like, oh, there's a hole opening up in your head. I mean, it's just a horrible sounding thing and horrible to see.
It's a bacterial infection caused by
Ugh.
dirty water. Clean up your act. Angel, three-leaf clover does not spread fast.
No.
It's very
In fact,
but
and
it
you have,
does spread.
if
I've
you
got
don't
some
have
really-
the right lighting and everything at once, it'll just send out leaves that aren't even clover. It's kind of takes a lot of care.
This is the way it grows. See it there? This is the main plant that I put in with a long stem, and then it's coming out all these little leaves. That's and you can see it's coming out right in the water. It's not even planted, just coming off
Oh,
the.
see, mine kind of spreads along the bottom more and comes up with those little, like, I guess they're not true leaves, so they must. If that's, it's not a seed, so I don't know if that's the right term, but.
Right.
Yeah, clover can be quite touchy. I think it wants a lot of light. When I had it out in the pond, it was doing well. I don't know that that's true though. It is touchy. I try to spread it to as many tanks as I can so that it catches on in one. I can see like what does it want in there then?
Right,
What's
right.
going right? It's so beautiful. It's worth it. I haven't really killed much, but I sometimes it just comes up as, like I said, what I would think is true leaves and not what it's supposed to be yet. There's just like two leaves coming up, like a fresh seed bloom.
Right.
Oh, so Lori's not leaving. She's just saying goodbye to people who are.
I saw that.
And
Kind
same
of
for
carpet
Sarco
plant.
Human. They're
Yeah,
not leaving either.
it is a kind of carpet plant. I think that's exactly right.
But maybe not. It is. It's kind of carpeting in some of my plants, but not coming out as clover leaves. I have to get my light on them, but it does like to really seem to spread underneath the deep sand bed.
Kyle, sometimes a fish will get sick because it simply is weak. Its immune system is run down. It's not able to fight off anything. It's just like people. You have to think of it the same way. Not all fish are the same. Some fish are just not as healthy as others in the same species. And sometimes a fish will get sick and nobody else will because it's either old or it's been attacked by other things. It's weakened, doesn't have the a good immune system like that. Incoming, hit the dirt. Hello, hello.
And as you come in, please hit the like button and support our dear fish oracle.
See how we're doing here. We got 46 watching and 69 likes. That's pretty good.
Well, we've had a lot of people come and go. We've been on for a while now.
We have.
Nobody else has
Yeah,
been
we've been on for nearly almost 2 hours.
That's what they do there now in the podcast. It's the marathon runs.
I know. I've never done
That's what
that.
the kids like.
Yeah, I've done hour and a half. For a while there, I was doing hour and a half. Haven't done
that's
much.
right.
Yeah. Petroman, I know what you mean, Alec. They're still fighting over pH, GH, KH, and LH, NH, MH, and pH. For the whole of that, put some salt.
There's a lot to be sorted there.
There is indeed, right.
Mm-hmm.
Epsom works.
Epsom salt?
So my angels will eat full-grown neon tetras. Yeah, they get big enough, they will. Absolutely. Angels get big. They get 4 to 5 inches. They will definitely eat full-grown neons.
Lots of back and forth here. Comments.
Exterior disease, Sarco is calling it. Exterior disease, as opposed to interior disease, I guess. Well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
For sure.
External and
Angel fishy
internal.
puppies. That's rough. That's a rough scene.
Seen angel fishy guppies, you bet.
Oh, I would probably get so upset and grab them and pull them apart. I get too involved in the nature here. Now I'm starting to get into species only tanks because that seems to go swimmingly.
All right, we're going to do it.
Sounds good.
2 hours. Thank you, guys. Love you.
See you guys next week.
Bye bye, all.
Love to our fin